The sound of pages turning means it's time for another episode from the Meredith Library podcast studio, bringing you the library's latest news, information, and fun.
Good afternoon, Anna.
Good afternoon, Matthew.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode number 22 of Check It Out here on the Meredith Library podcast studio.
And what are we talking about on this great 22nd episode?
We are going to talk about unique December events.
And just to remind everyone, when we say unique, we mean that we have a lot of programs that are monthly or even bi-weekly, and those are always up on the website and in the newsletter, but we're just going to be choosing to highlight events that are newish or are less regular.
All right, why don't we get right into it then? December 3rd, we will be having the financial planner come and talk about borrowing basics, dealing with debt. That will be at 6:30 p.m. And I think that will be perfect as the holiday shopping season kicks off. Will people be going into debt to buy all those great holiday gifts? What is the best way to borrow, get loans, credit cards, etc.? The financial planner will cover it all for us.
Come and help beef up your financial literacy.
And then on December 6th, we have our next activity, which is a crafternoon, which we all know is very, very popular with Erin running those crafternoon sessions. This one is to make snowy mason jars, and that's at 1 p.m. And it is already filled up as of the time we are recording this. However, there is a wait list, as there always is, for these crafternoon things. So it is not too late to put yourself on the wait list, and then you may still make it into the class.
It's super fun. Everyone just gets to be laid back, have a craft, have a chat, get out, socialize, low stakes. Always a good time.
All right, and then you have another one on the same day for us.
On December 6th, we have role-playing games for adults, which is an after-hours program on Friday. So you get to come into the library after it's closed. And the director of the Holderness Library, his name's Adam, is coming in, and he knows everything about those kinds of games. And you can come in with varying skill levels. If you're a beginner, more than welcome. And he'll be hosting and sort of helping everybody sort that out.
And that's 5 to 8 p.m. on the Friday night, December 6th. Then on December 7th, Saturday morning, starting at 11 a.m., we will be having a special holiday event called Sounds and Stories of the Season. At 11 a.m., people will have two choices. There will be a nonfiction talk by Rudy Van Vetten, and he will be explaining the origins of Santa Claus, explaining how the tradition started and how they came down to us today and maybe changed along the way. So obviously that will make people think, well, wait a minute. What if we have children and they are of Santa Claus believing age? So we're offering an alternate event at the same time at 11 a.m.
Yes, I will be hosting a holiday-themed story time. We will have holiday-themed books, holiday-themed crafts, and the children will also just have access to the super fun toys in the children's room. The train table gets a lot of action. And once the speech is done, Rudy is done with his speech, at 12, the two groups can combine for...
Yeah, so starting at 12 o'clock, we will have Brian Halperin. He is the director of A Christmas Carol at the Colonial Theater. They've done it several years in a row, so people may be familiar with that. And he's going to be talking about why he loves directing that play and what it means to him, etc. And then we will have, from the play, 30 Christmas carolers. We have a full chorus coming in to sing traditional Christmas carols and some Christmas carols from the play as well, which are English traditional Christmas carols from A Christmas Carol.
Well, that's cool. And anything else going on?
Yes. Now, this is like, if we only had a drum roll, we could totally play this right now. At the conclusion of the event, we will have a hot cocoa bar and a Christmas cookie buffet.
Oh, that sounds like the best thing to top off the event.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the cream is the best thing to top off the hot cocoa. All right. So that is all going on from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, December 7th. Oh, I think you want to tell us about what's going on December 11th.
Yes. So Paula Wanzer is putting on Sassy Step and Stretch, which is a movement-based program where you can figure out ways to exercise that are low impact, that are accessible if you have low mobility. And I like that she wrote sassy.
Yes, I agree.
It gives off the idea that we're having a fun time. But that is going to be December 11th, 10 a.m. in the function room.
All right, and then on December 12th, which is a Thursday morning at 10:30 a.m., we will have the meeting of the Mystery Book Group, this time with an author visit. So the author this month will be Jessie Crockett, who wrote the book Live Free or Die, a Granite State Mystery. And if you see the cover of it, you can see that there is snow on the cover, and it looks like a small New England town, my favorite, right, in a book. And this one was her first novel, and it won the Daphne du Maurier Award for Mystery.
Really?
Yes. And in case you don't recognize her name, you may recognize one of her alternate names. She has now gone on to write 16 books, and many of them are New York Times bestsellers. She also writes under the names Jessica Elliott and Jessica Estevao. All right, let's move on to December 14th, which is a Saturday. We are having a holiday movie double feature, or a Dickens double feature, as it were, since both movies will be based on either Charles Dickens' life or his work.
You love these double feature events.
I do.
And they get good participation.
Yes, well, I think the free popcorn and free movie candy is always a fun aspect. But wait, there's more. We will also have a hot cocoa bar and a Christmas cookie buffet on December 14th with those movies as well.
Again?
This
is madness.
See, it goes with the whole double dose of Dickens thing. So now you get a double dose of hot chocolate and Christmas cookies. People probably are wondering, well, what movies are we going to show? There is The Man Who Invented Christmas, which was out just a few years ago, and it tells the story of how Charles Dickens came up with A Christmas Carol. Like, what were some of the things from his actual life that inspired that, or people he knew or met or whatever. And the way they do the movie is really cool. Like, the characters, like with most writers, the characters are like alive in his mind and kind of come to life in the story. And, they're played by actors and actresses like that kind of appear right in front of him and are giving him guidance on how they think their story should go. So it's really well done. It's a lot of fun. And then, of course, the second movie is A Christmas Carol, the 1984 television movie version starring George C. Scott, which I think is the best one ever.
I was guessing you would have an opinion on that. I know the most recent one, I feel like the CGI was cursed, and I wasn't a fan.
Agree.
You know what technically is A Christmas Carol, though, is the Matthew McConaughey movie Ghosts of Girlfriends Past.
Oh, that's
Have you ever
probably...
seen that?
No, but I know what it is, and that probably should show up on people's holiday movie lists.
It should, yeah. That is definitely in the Hallmark movie category, which I'm sure we'll talk about Hallmark movies in the next few podcast episodes. On December 20th at 10 a.m., the Sweet Bloods are coming in, which are a musical couple duo, and they do perform children's songs. I'm sure this is holiday children's songs of the variety, I'm assuming. But everyone's welcome to come in. I've attended multiple of the events. It's a very good time. They're pretty good.
And I think you have one more event for us, Anna.
I do. On December 28th, our library director, Erin, is doing her Cat Cafe event, which she does every so often. Deb McNeish, she is a community member here. She works with the Humane Society. She also just has a lot of animals. She's bringing in a therapy cat. And sometimes, if available, kittens come in. And it's a time for cat lovers to get together. There's usually cat-based crafts of some kind. And I personally am a cat lover, so it's nice to meet up with people. Some people really, don't think cats are cool. And so we need to stick together as cat lovers and share in our love of the feline variety.
All right, and that's at 10:30 a.m. on December 28th, and registration is required on our website.
Yep. All right, Matthew, that is the end of the events, right?
Yeah, so you must have one of your infamous questions of the episode for us.
I do. Today, I'm asking everyone, including you and myself, what is a Christmas movie, special, book of some kind that is really special to you? Maybe nostalgic or, something along those lines.
Yes, well, mine has to be A Christmas Carol, as I mentioned earlier, in that particular version, because I'm actually bringing in my own DVD to play that thing.
Oh, yeah, so this is real.
This is
serious.
real. And I even have that on VHS because I recorded it on television all those years ago.
Wow. So does it have all the like commercials from?
Yes.
That's awesome. Mine is, I was a PBS kid. I loved like all the PBS programming, and I watched a lot of Arthur, and Arthur had a Christmas special that I just remember watching like every year when I was a kid. And I was telling you before we started recording, but my favorite joke was Arthur goes out in the snow without a jacket on, and his little sister goes, Arthur, you need to come in right now or you're going to catch arthritis. Okay, but that I think is the end of our recording session today.
Yes, it is. And we want to thank everyone for listening today. And we look forward to seeing everyone at these fun December events.
Yes, come on down to the Meredith Public Library in December. Take a break from your shopping and do something free.
Exactly. All right, Anna, it was fun talking to you as always.
Yes, I'll talk to you next time.
Hey, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Sounds like we're at the end of another chapter. Podcast music titled Daytime TV Theme by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0. Podcast copyright 2024. Meredith Library Podcast Studio.